really going on?
Welcome to headquarters. Margani!
Yeah, what's up?
What's up?
Not much. How'd it go?
It went pretty well, I would say. How about you?
So yeah, it was good. You know what I mean? I got back in time to do a little studying, catch up on Martin Luther King.
Oh yeah, you know that march is today.
That's right. I forgot.
Yep, we're gonna have to stop through there.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll probably be calling us. You know they will.
Most likely. Right.
I was reading some really interesting things about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Is that the single garment of destiny?
You know it is.
Oh, man, let me tell you, I read this quote. If I may,
oh yeah, please.
I read this quote when he was talking about the World House. It actually came from Where Do We Go From Here, Chaos or Community? So what he said was, we have inherited a large house, a great world house in which we have to live together, black and white, Easterner and Westerner, Gentile and Jew, Catholic and Protestant, Muslim and Hindu, a family unduly separated in ideas, culture, and interests, who, because we can never live apart again, must learn somehow to live with each other in peace.
That's fire.
Isn't that deep?
Yeah.
Like, there will never be a time where you can separate yourself completely culturally from the rest of the world around you.
Right. Yeah, I love that. He talks about how the universe is structured for us to be together and to be our common humanity. And so it's like, our job is like, how are we going to live out these principles and these ideals that are already what is, you know what I mean? But we've created things on top of it when we created meanings for race and meanings for gender and meaning for sexual orientation that divided us and created really structures of inequality.
Exactly, and it's a constant divide. I was just talking to my class today about how, you know, there's no such thing as normal, and that what's normal is created by the society around you and by the cultural norms, and whoever is setting the standard is who's setting what's normal and what isn't. And we create more and more division as we put people in these different categories and put the people in these different blocks with expectations from each category.
And you know what? Those expectations and these norms also create the structures that create the injustice. You know what? I got this quote. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yep, it's right here. King said, "An injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects us all indirectly."
That is so true.
For real.
I kind of think about it like, you know, when you're kids, like, and you with your cousins, there was a bunch of us all in the house at one time. Somebody did something, knocked something over, broke it. Don't know who did it, but when Auntie got home, she lined everybody up, okay? And everybody was in trouble just based off of one person. And that's really how it is in real life. You know, we can't ignore the things that are happening to the people around us as if it doesn't affect us. I mean, if it affects your community, it affects you. You're a part of the community. Right.
Yeah, because King really was challenging like that underlying meta narrative of this thing of individuality, right? That like are we distinct human beings, or are we connected in some kind of way? So what affects someone in one part of the world affects us all. Even the butterfly effect, right? How, like, you know, people do little changes here and then it has a broad effect, right? And so I feel encouraged by that, because that shows me that the power of one, right? The power of me to create change, the power of me to live into the ideals, into the vision of King, how that can affect change, not only in my family, but in my community, in my country, and across the globe.
And see, collectivism is something that has been a part of African culture for a very long time. Everybody across the diaspora in African culture tends to see that collectivism at some point in time where, you know, it takes a village to raise a child, and it's all about the greater good of the whole instead of the greater good of just the individual. Right. And here in the United States, we don't see that as much because it's a more individualistic country. So we see people that are like trying to climb a ladder or trying to get somewhere or trying to achieve something by themselves. And they don't really call on the rest of the community to support, and they don't really treat each other's problems as if it's everyone's problems. They're like, oh, you got a problem over there, we'll hope it gets better, instead of looking at it as, if you got a problem, we have a problem.
Right.
And we need to address it.
You know what? That kind of reminds me of the fierce urgency of now, right? Like not waiting, expecting things to change in the future, but seeing like what we can do. I see you got one. I see you got one.
So there's this thing called isness and oughtness, and I know people are like, what's isness and oughtness? Okay. Like, what's really going on? But I feel like it's a very, very good concept. So what he said is, frequently there appears on the stage of history individuals who have the insight to look beyond the inadequacies of the old order and see the necessity for the new. These are the persons with a sort of divine discontent. They realize that the world as it is far from the world that it ought to be. They never confuse the isness of an old order with the oughtness of a new order. And so in every age, in every generation, there are those persons who have envisioned some new order. So getting rid of just, you know, what's happening today and what should happen one day, and looking at it as no, we're not going to look at what should happen one day. Let's see how we can make it happen today.
Right. Yeah, because change happens today. You know, we can be the thermostat and not the thermometer. We can control the temperature in the room as we control how we treat each other. Because I always try to live into the spaces. So if I'm trying to build community, then every space I go, I want to live into that. I want to treat everybody as my brother and my sister, regardless of race, gender, class, age, and sexual orientation. You know, I want to acknowledge the common humanity. You know what I mean? That we can invite other people to come and join us in this quest for a beloved community.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. It's like you take the words right out of my mouth.
You know how we do it, squad?
You know, squad.
What's really going on?